There is something almost magical about walking into your backyard on a summer morning and picking fresh berries still warm from the sun. That simple pleasure, that connection to the land and to generations of gardeners before us, is easier to achieve than you might think. Cane berries, those delicious fruits we call raspberries and blackberries, have been feeding humanity for thousands of years. And today, I want to show you how to bring that ancient abundance into your own garden. Let me start with a fact that surprised me when I first learned it. Wild raspberries have been gathered by humans since the Paleolithic era. Archaeological evidence from sites across Europe suggests our ancestors were eating these fruits more than 10,000 years ago. The Romans cultivated raspberries around the 4th century, spreading them throughout their empire. And blackberries, those thorny wanderers, have been documented in Greek writings dating back to ancient times. These plants want to grow. They want to produce fruit. Our job as gardeners is simply to give them what they need to thrive. So what exactly are cane berries? The term refers to any berry-producing plant that grows on canes, which are the long woody stems that emerge from the crown and root system. Raspberries belong to the genus Rubus, specifically Rubus idaeus for red raspberries and Rubus occidentalis for black raspberries. Blackberries fall under Rubus fruticose and related species. These plants share a common growth habit that makes them uniquely rewarding for home gardeners. Here is how it works. In most varieties, canes emerge in the first year and focus all their energy on growth. These are called Primocanes. They establish themselves, building strength and storing nutrients. In the second year, those same canes, now called floricanes, produce flowers and fruit. After fruiting, the floricane dies back and should be removed. Meanwhile, new primocanes are already growing to continue the cycle. This understanding is the foundation of successful cane berry cultivation. Now, some modern varieties have changed this equation entirely. Ever-bearing raspberries, also called fall-bearing varieties, produce fruit on primocanes in their first year. This gives you berries in late summer and fall without waiting through a full growing season. You can even cut these plants to the ground each winter, simplifying maintenance considerably. Heritage and Caroline are two excellent ever-bearing red raspberry varieties that perform well across a wide range of climates. Choosing your planting site matters more than almost any other decision you will make. Cane berries demand full sun, which means at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight daily. Without adequate sun, your plants will produce fewer berries, and those berries will be smaller and less flavorful. The sugar content develops through photosynthesis, and more sun means sweeter fruit. Soil drainage is equally critical. These plants cannot tolerate wet feet. If water pools in your intended planting area after rain, choose a different location or build raised beds. The ideal soil is slightly acidic, with a pH between 6 and 6.5. A simple soil test from your local extension service will tell you exactly where you stand and what amendments might help. Here is something many gardeners learn the hard way. Never plant cane berries where tomatoes, peppers, eggplants, or potatoes have grown within the past 4 years. These solanaceous crops can harbor verticillium wilt in the soil, a fungal disease that devastates cane berries. The pathogen persists in the ground, waiting for a susceptible host. This single piece of knowledge can save you years of frustration and failed plantings. When it comes to planting, timing depends on your climate. In cold winter regions, early spring planting after the last hard frost gives plants a full growing season to establish before facing their first winter. In milder climates, fall planting works beautifully, allowing root development during cool, moist conditions. Either way, purchase certified disease-free plants from reputable nurseries. The small savings from questionable sources rarely justify the risk of introducing viruses or root diseases. Spacing matters for both plant health and your harvesting convenience. Red raspberries should be planted 2 to 3 feet apart in rows, with rows separated by 8 to 10 feet. This sounds excessive at first, but trust the recommendation. Those narrow Primocanes will multiply into dense stands, and you need room to walk between rows for picking and maintenance. Blackberries, especially the vigorous thorny varieties, need even more space. 5 to 6 feet between plants and 10 feet between rows accommodates their expansive growth. Support systems transform unruly cane patches into productive, manageable gardens. The most common approach uses a T-trellis system. Posts are set every 15 to 20 feet along the row, with crossarms attached at about 4 feet high. Wires run along each side, creating a corridor that contains the canes and keeps them upright. This simple structure makes pruning easier, improves air circulation to reduce disease, and keeps fruit clean and accessible. Watering cane berries requires attention to timing more than quantity. These plants have shallow, fibrous root systems that dry out quickly in hot weather. During fruit development, consistent moisture is essential for berry size and quality. 1 inch of water per week, including rainfall, serves as a good baseline. Drip irrigation or soaker hoses deliver water directly to roots while keeping foliage dry, which helps prevent fungal diseases. Mulching is perhaps the most underutilized practice in home berry growing. A 3 to 4 inch layer of organic mulch around your plants, keeping it slightly away from the canes themselves, conserves soil moisture, moderates root temperature, and gradually improves soil structure as it decomposes. Straw, wood chips, and shredded leaves all work well. The mulch also suppresses weeds, which compete with your berries for nutrients and water. Fertilization should be moderate and well-timed. Excessive nitrogen produces lush vegetative growth at the expense of fruit production. A balanced approach, applying compost in early spring, and a moderate application of balanced fertilizer just as growth begins, supports healthy plants without pushing them into unproductive growth patterns. Stop fertilizing by midsummer in cold climates to allow plants to harden off before winter. Pruning separates frustrated gardeners from successful ones. After harvest, remove all floricanes that have finished fruiting. Cut them at ground level and dispose of them. These dead canes harbor disease and create clutter. In late winter, thin the remaining Primocanes to 4 or 5 of the strongest per foot of row. This feels drastic, but the remaining canes will produce more and better fruit than an overcrowded stand. Pest and disease management in home gardens starts with good cultural practices. Strong air circulation from proper spacing and pruning prevents many fungal problems. Removing fallen leaves and spent fruit eliminates breeding grounds for insects. When problems do arise, identify them accurately before treating. Many issues that look alarming resolve on their own or require minimal intervention. The harvest itself rewards all your careful work. Berries ripen over several weeks, requiring regular picking every 2 to 3 days. Ripe fruit pulls easily from the plant. If you have to tug, wait another day. Morning picking, after dew dries but before heat builds, yields berries that keep longer. Handle them gently because these fruits bruise easily. And here is a secret experienced growers know. Fresh-picked berries taste noticeably better than anything you can buy because commercial varieties are bred for shipping durability, not flavor. 1 mature raspberry plant can produce 1 to 2 quarts of berries per season. A blackberry plant often yields even more. A row of just 10 plants provides enough fruit for fresh eating, freezing, and making preserves. The investment of space and effort returns abundance year after year. The beauty of cane berries lies in their generosity. Plant them once, care for them properly, and they will reward you for decades. They connect us to something ancient and enduring. To those early humans gathering wild berries, to Roman gardeners tending their fruit, to generations of farmers and backyard growers who understood that some of the best things in life grow on thorny canes in summer sunshine. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, please like this video and subscribe to